welcome back to episode 2 of Metroid Prime, featuring Elias Thompson.
Hello.
And
it is I.
Yeah, it is Elias, and we have things to talk about, don't we?
Do we? Looks like we have incoming scan data.
Don't dodge the question.
Because your sequence broke last episode, it's now telling you to go to Phendrana Drifts again.
Look, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn that off. You can turn that off, right? That's a thing.
You can.
Yeah.
I look forward to the hint that's supposed to happen here in a few rooms, so they have 2 overlapping hints with a broken game.
It's fine. See, look, hint system off. It's fine. It's no problem. What are you talking about? It's fine. Okay, so that dark past as a YouTuber you mentioned.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what's... Molasses, can you please?
I have a dark past as a YouTuber.
Thank you.
I have created YouTube videos before in my life.
Really?
That is true.
Wow. I mean, technically the last episode counts, yeah?
I didn't create that one, but I was in it.
You and your damn technicalities.
I live off technicalities. It's how I get off and get out. Let me rephrase that. That's how I get out of doing so many things my friends want me to do.
That's a mood. You know, I found myself always finding some excuse to dodge having to like go out and be social. But when it's like, hey, you want to hang out in a Discord call or something? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I think that's called being an introvert.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I have come to realize that I am what is modernly described as an ambivert.
I have not heard this term.
It means I can sort of switch back and forth.
So like ambidextrous.
Exactly, yeah.
Remind me to buy a turbo controller at some point.
Hey, Jacob.
Yep.
Remember to buy a turbo controller at some point.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. I don't know what I'd do without you.
It sounds like you don't, but I appreciate that you said you did.
Ow, wow, that hurt more than I thought it would.
It was a laser.
I mean... Yeah, so, okay, let's talk about lasers for a second. Yeah, that's a great topic. So, laser, right? So that's an acronym in and of itself, which stands for Light Amplification by Stimulated Emission of Radiation. And so it's using radiation in some way, shape, or form to take light and amplify it to make it brighter. I was obsessed with lasers when I was in high school.
I could tell by the fact that you were able to instantly tell me what it stood for.
I don't have a problem. What are you talking about?
Not yet.
But yeah. So, fun fact, I actually own several laser pointers because, of course, I do. And, you know, some of them are just, like, little cheap ones that like, you play with a cat or a dog or whatever, which, fun fact, neither of my cats give a shit about laser pointers. Which annoys me. But, you know, it's fine. I don't have a problem. But I have a special laser pointer that is blue that uses a custom experimental battery to power it. And the battery lasts for about 6 minutes on a full charge. But this laser is so powerful, you could carve your name into wood with it.
Oh?
Yep. That's it. That's the whole story.
Congratulations on your acquisition.
Thank you. I've had it for 15 years, I think.
I found a missile expansion.
Hey! So this particular missile expansion, right? It's not coded any differently from any of the other ones?
It has a different name as missile launcher. It is technically called missile launcher. It uses the same model and does the same thing as a missile expansion.
And gives the same amount?
Yeah.
Interesting.
One fun thing you'll learn if you do a randomizer and have to fight this boss.
Mm-hmm.
This boss only takes damage from the power beam because it's the only weapon you're supposed to have.
That's strange. So they're just
the wasps here, I think, can be shot with anything if you can get to them. But the actual hive mecha back there
That's kind of wild.
Only uncharged power shots.
So they just hard-coded that thing to not take damage from anything else.
Yeah, it might have been like a whitelist scenario.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But, yeah.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Wow, you're such a gamer. That was so fast.
I don't feel like it was that fast. I felt like it was pretty average.
It was pretty fast. I've seen average.
Like me from 3 years ago.
I've convinced a lot of people to play this game recently. And it's reminded me of some things that are not necessarily beginner friendly in this game.
Oh, can you give me an example?
The map takes some getting used to.
The
little 3D map.
I 1000% agree with that statement.
The game, like a lot of Metroid games, use a lot of visual storytelling, and that includes things like solutions to puzzles or things you've unlocked because of the puzzle. So if you turn away for like half a second and miss what it focused on, you don't know what to do, where to go.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of an instance of that. Like I absolutely believe what you're saying, and it clicks that is an accurate thing, and yet I can't think of a good example of it doing that. But I know that it does it.
Another case would be how to damage the final boss. It's not super straightforward.
Wow. I haven't had to think about it in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Things we just know.
Right.
We forget how difficult or not difficult it was to learn.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy to think about, like, just how that works, right? And not just with, like, Metroid, but, like, any game of, like, remembering how it was solving something the first time versus, like, your 87th playthrough where it's all just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Especially in older games where it's, I don't want to say obvious, but doesn't include, like, a map design cue or something to hint you in.
Yeah. It's interesting. Just thinking about that, like trying to think of examples of like things that were so hard to figure out the first time, and yet it's just so easy.
I played through, I think within the past year, maybe a little before, the original Legend of Zelda game for the first time, right?
Okay.
I had seen a lot of it. I just had never had the patience to play through it, but I finally just sat down and did it, right? I did not realize until I had the bow and arrow for a while. That's another trick you just did.
Continue.
So I would shoot arrows at enemies, and I'd be like, okay, cool. I don't see an arrow count anywhere, so I guess I can just shoot arrows now since I bought the arrow. Until one day after I bought something very expensive, I could no longer shoot arrows because arrows use the rupee count as its ammunition.
I forgot about that.
Which is the dumbest thing, by the way. There is space up there for another counter. I am sure it would not have taken too much memory to add one more. And yet. So, yeah.
Wow. I completely forgot that it uses rupees as ammo, so to speak. What am I doing?
Well, and it was... Okay, yeah. Just gonna...
Hey, look, shut up.
Cool.
It's fine. It's not even a boss. It's just a bunch of bugs. Who cares?
It's a mini-boss.
Yeah, minis, right? It's a bunch of bugs.
Yeah, but they summon the mini-boss once you defeat them. It's the thing.
It's fine. Nobody needs to see bugs. It's fine. I totally didn't tell Elias that we were going to do this playthrough completely vanilla with no tricks whatsoever and then proceed to do 3 tricks. That's not what happened.
I'm over here ready to take the controller and, like, I have to make a conscious effort to play this game normally without, like, scan dashing everywhere and, you know, like, getting things out of order, just instinctually. And he's over here like, yeah, I'm going to skip this boss. I'm going to go get this item early. I'm going to slope jump over here.
Look, I don't know how to do much, so let me have this. Also, like, scan dash away, like, Do it. It's fun to watch. It's
I
not
have
yet though.
permission to go fast.
I mean, yeah, go fast. You can go fast. You just can't skip stuff like you would if we were speed running. I guess, sort of. This game would be too
I'll
short.
dash over to a ledge I shouldn't be on, and then be like, I shouldn't be here, and then drop down.
I mean, if that's how you want to do it, or you can just get whatever items there.
Well, it's the plasma beam.
Oh, but the plasma beam is so good. Well, okay, but look, so getting the plasma beam early, right? Like that just prevents you from having to do a major backtrack, right?
For the most part, yes.
Okay, maybe we can get plasma beam early.
No, it's
Because like otherwise you have to go down
because
into the mines.
it affects other things, right? Because in order to make that count, you also have to get X-ray visor early. You also have to probably be able to skip using grapple beam, unless you want to do a smaller backtrack for grapple beam, which is part of the path anyway if you do the game flow normally. So probably best we don't.
Nah, I'm just gonna let you decide. It's just all I know is
I'm gonna follow the game as if the hint system is telling me where to go.
Oops.
Don't worry, I know where the hint system should tell me where to go.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand.
Hey. I mean, you're right, but hey. It's a good game. I just don't know it as well as I should, despite the fact I've probably played it 10, 15 times.
You kind of have to know a lot about a lot of other games, so I do not hold it against you. Often.
Often. If I had a nickel for him. Huh.
See, my plan is to eventually get Metroid Prime randomized into your rando rotation, because once that's in there, you'll start to learn this game a lot more, because it's part of your shtick.
Well, so, I mean, it already has a chance, right?
Yeah. Just trying to make it
yeah, and
a reality.
You keep going to Link to the Past. Are you only exclusively going to Link to the Past? Because you're trying
Link
to
to the Past is currently the only randomizer you do that I care about, but also yes.
Yeah, there it is. I was like, I missed one. No, I didn't. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so good.
Honestly, I didn't notice you get the one at the front door, so I thought you'd skip that one.
And you were ready. You were ready to drop an insult. I can feel it.
No.
Not yet. Give it time. So look at that. We got charge beam.
Congratulations. You can actually not get this now, and then later go to the part of the game where you need super missiles, and then the game's like, oh, you can't use these. You should go find charge beam.
Really?
Yeah.
That's... Wow.
I can't remember if the hint system tells you where charge beam is at that point, because it doesn't right now. Like, because you got Morph Ball, it'll tell you where to get the next thing.
And the next...
If you want it now, you just kind of have to find it and explore, which doesn't take too much exploration.
Oh, what's the next thing?
The thing we get after this. Do you remember it?
Ah, shit. Put me on the spot. I need thinking music.
Oh, don't look at me.
Oh man, what is it? More paw bombs?
Yep.
Cool. See, not completely useless.
In fact, you are not. Well.
Not a word. See, I was totally just putting my energy down to 69 to make a dumb joke. That's what that was all about, right?
So where's the dumb joke?
Fuck. You got me. All my jokes are dumb. Why did you have to bring attention to it?
Not where I was going with that, but I will accept it.
See, that's me. I never know where any of my shit's going. I just kind of ride it out, hope for the best. We got this. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Man, that's gonna be like the hardest thing when it comes to like once we get this stuff edited and like ready to go. Like coming up with names Like for the titles of each episode, because you can't just call it Metroid Prime Episode 2. It's like, that's boring. Come on, you gotta have some kind of like stinger of a name.
You must make it clickbait.
Yeah, but not like too much. I was like, Metroid Prime Episode 2, Elias shows his penis. It's like,
More like I would just have to put on my Zero Suit CMS cosplay and just be on the thumbnail.
I mean, if you wanna, like,
It's too much work.
I'll give you $1.
I don't. See, if I were to accept $1 for that, then I could maybe have a lawsuit in my future there,
Oh no.
where I sue you. Just to be clear,
Oh. I thought you were talking about like Nintendo suing you.
I don't care about that.
Nintendo does.
They sue everyone,
Yeah, they sure do. Ooh, I
but
have
only
topics.
if what you're doing gets popular.
Oh. Isn't that just the worst insult?
To who?
The people that make these fan games. And Nintendo just lets them keep making it forever, and then it's like, all right, it's finally done. And then Nintendo's like, okay, now that you dumped 5 years of your life into this, cease and desist.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the two Metroid projects I know that were in that situation, the creators knew full well it was a possibility and chose to do it anyway. Like, they weren't, at least by the end of it, they weren't kids who didn't know the risks.
That's true, but
It still sucks,
yeah.
but it's one of the reasons they were immediately compliant. It's,
Yeah.
whether or not fans of those fan projects accept that reality is, totally separate topic. But they knew the risks. They got the notice. They did what they had to do.
I'm trying to think of, because I know of one, but I can't think of a second Metroid fan game.
I mean, AM2R is the most
Yeah.
known. And then Prime 2D was the most recent one I know of.
I have never heard of that.
Oh. It was a 2D remake of this game that they released a demo of. Like the first press cover demo. It was pretty good. And then Nintendo was like, stop.
Why?
It was good, and people were talking about it like it was the next 2D game. I mean, here's the thing too, right? That we don't realize as it's happening. But the AM2R came out and was taken down shortly before they announced Samus Returns, which was a Metroid 2 remake. Prime 2D, which was a pretty good 2D Metroid side-scroller, demo released, was taken down shortly before they announced Metroid Dread, 2D good Metroid game. So it's not with Nintendo's not without their reasons, but it's overall.
I have a counter argument to that. Have you heard about the Smash stuff?
Only passing stuff from either a mutual friend of ours or hateful Twitter threads.
Yeah, it's that's a bit of a disaster currently happening. Way to date
I
this
also
video.
agree that Smash is a disaster.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I'm on Smash. Like, it's fun, but I don't.
Particularly the community.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't worry, I say that as a fan of Homestuck, so. You want to really date the video.
I've heard of that, and hell, even my I gotta remember how old she is. 15-year-old half sister knows Homestuck, and I'm over here like, I don't know what it is, but I know ish what it is, but like not in detail.
It was a popular webcomic about a boy and his friends playing a video game together.
Interesting. That sounds wholesome.
That is technically the premise.
Huh. See, you use the word technically, and it makes me nervous.
As it should.
I love the word technically, though. Like, it's a fun word to me. Like, for example, technically, this is the end of episode 2. Yeah, that's right. I'm good at segues.
You're so good at transitions and segues. I feel like I'm riding on a scooter right now.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, when I figured out how segue was spelled, I lost my mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you watched episode 1, then he's already told you what to do. Do it for this one, too. If you haven't watched the first episode, learn to count. 2 comes after 1. All right, see you later.
Goodbye.